All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Oscars. Uh, I have
Ooh, I get to
promised
be
you.
gold.
You more like bronze. Oh, um. So I
You're
I
calling
have
me
a good friend.
smart.
Yeah. That well. Okay. Um. I promise. I promised you Oscar Montiel. All right. Oscar Montiel. Is my mic good like this, Oscar?
Yeah, you're good.
Like that? All right.
Yeah.
So Oscar Montiel is on the show, and it's going to be an exciting one today. We're going to be talking a little bit of computers, like I promised, and most of all, how sucky Washington's doing and how all right Dallas is doing. Now, first off, Oscar, the last time he was here, was also saying for the 1 year celebration channel that he was studying again for his certificate. Oscar has a new update for us. Besides Washington being on the other side where Dallas was last year, what's your update on your computer thing?
All right. So I passed my Security Plus certificate, my Security Plus exam. So I am now certified within Security Plus. Now with that, I need to verify what I could apply for. But because since I don't have any first, hands-on experience within the IT world, I just have to, I'm gonna look for internships. But I do have my Security Plus certificate. I put it on my resume. So next step up is certified ethical hacker, which I'm hoping I can get that stuff squared away here soon. I'm just taking a break though from school because it was a stressful month last month. Sorry, I take that back. Stressful earlier part of this month.
Right. And ladies and gentlemen, certified ethical hacker, you might want to hide your phones and your computers and your boys.
If you say something offensive in the internet, I will find you.
All right. Like Washington football team, that's offensive.
You mean their old name? Because the Washington football team is not offensive.
Yeah, it's offensive to football. The whole team is. Anyway. Oh, sugar. Oh my God. Okay.
I gotta give you that one.
Thank you. God, if Naeem was here, we'd be roasting his ass. Anyways, they know who Naeem is. So congratulations, Oscar. You got your Security Plus. Now we were talking off the air before we started recording.
By the way, if you hear noise in the background, I apologize. Moved to a new location and I have no control over the background noise. So
oh yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah, they came upstairs for some reason. I don't know why.
Man. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, Oscar is just weird. All right, so congratulations. I was gonna say VR could help you get a job, but I have known a lot of friends who have actually gotten jobs in the IT world by just searching for companies and things like that by themselves. Would you think of doing that now that you have a Security Plus?
Again, I'm searching. I'm gonna use all tools imaginable. Like I'm following any lead that I can get. Um, so it's just like taking some time. Like I said, I've been busy this last month. Aside from passing that exam, I also had moved. So I'm gonna get the ball rolling, but I am gonna use all the tools to my disposal. I'm not just gonna use my VR counselor. I'm just gonna I'm gonna use that different websites, see what I can catch out there. Hopefully, um, I'm also Intellectual Point. What's the cool thing about Intellectual Point? Even though they don't do it as frequently as I would like to, um, they do like these like monthly meetups or group meetups where they have like virtual career fairs. So I'll try to attend that whenever that is. I think that there's one in 2 weeks, next week or 2 weeks. I can't remember. I have to double check their website, but I'll check that out. So basically, I'm gonna use all tools available.
Okay, all right, that's good. Yeah, because VR, for those of you that don't know, is vocational rehabilitation or the Department for Training, Employment, and Rehabilitation, depending on your state. So now, are you trying to go for a Security Plus certification or not certification, but job, or are you saying, hey, let me go and get the certified ethical hacker and then get a job there? Because if
So
it were me, right? If it were me, I'd get a job in doing whatever Security Plus qualifies you for, which I think is regular IT work, so that at least you have an income to kind of work
yeah,
with and roll with.
yeah. I was thinking of doing that. Yeah, I was gonna do both. I was gonna do security plus first, and then I was gonna do that. See if I can get any jobs, and then once I was ready to enroll in that security certified ethical hacker course, then I will do that too. So I was gonna do both either way, just so that way I'm not sitting around doing nothing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if there's anybody that listens to this podcast, because it'll be posted on the podcast this week, because I am in YouTube jail. Oscar hasn't posted my bail yet.
You have to post your own bail there.
Oh, but here I am trying to bail you out if you get YouTube jail. But it'll also be posted on YouTube. If anyone listening or watching if you know how to get a job in IT or anywhere else like that, comment down below or inbox the channel, or you can email at leadershipjba@gmail.com. Or you can even follow me on Twitter, which is in the description below. And on the podcast, it's there as well. And just let us know if you've got any jobs, any offerings, whatever you can do. Let us know in the comments, email, or to the podcast, or whatever you can do. And by the way, you can listen on all platforms. So there you go. I'm shouting you out, Oscar. So of course I want to talk about my Cowboys. Now listen, the Cowboys were horrible last year, absolutely awful. But Oscar was nice enough this year to take that mantle for me. But I just want to go over just the Cowboys real quick. Here's an article that I found on NFL. You know what's funny is NFL and the Cowboys had the exact same wording on this article, which I thought it was hilarious. So it says this. I'm going to talk about Randy Gregory and Dak Prescott here, and I want to get your opinion on this article. So here's the article on Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory was PFF's highest graded player in week 6, and 2 other Cowboys graded above a 90. Now, Dallas has not played a week 7. They're on a bye week, which means they will play this coming Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, Dallas had more players with a 90-plus grade than any other team in the NFL this week, as Gregory at a 94.2 led the way, followed by Zach Martin with a 93.0 and CD Lamb with a 90.3. As the others,
CD Lamb is a beast.
Yeah, he is. Right. As the others who topped the list, Martin has specifically found a home in the 90s as the only player in the league with 3 such weeks this season. So first, there's always debates over, hey, do we keep Micah Parsons in or do we keep Randy Gregory in? I think both have their things that make the team tick. Micah Parsons is full of energy. You could put him as edge rusher. You could put him at in the middle. You could put him really anywhere. But right now we have him at LB. So what do you think of Randy Gregory? I mean, he's at a 94.2. What's your thoughts on him, if you have any?
So Randy Gregory is so we had Ryan Kerrigan, who was the veteran, and we drafted Chase Young, who plays Ryan Kerrigan's spot. So that's basically what y'all's Randy Gregory is this year. Randy Gregory is the veteran presence, so as long as he's getting, good enough snaps, snap here, snap there, just so that way that rotation can be kept, keep that going, because again, you need rotation is good so that way you don't be too predictable. My question is, when are y'all gonna be playing? I know that you guys have one of the other linebackers that I really liked in this year's draft, Jabril Cox.
Yeah, well, that's what, and a lot of people were actually asking that, and they're actually saying, well, where else could we put Jabril Cox? I'd like to see him in the linebacker position. Right now, they're thinking, well, we got Randy Gregory, we've got Jamara, we got all these guys that could actually do it. I don't know exactly when they're gonna put him out there. I would hope soon.
if y'all have a playoff position locked up by week, oh man, I keep on forgetting that they added like an extra game.
Week 17, but
no, but it's not week 18. So week 18, if you guys have like a playoff like spot locked up, then I wouldn't be surprised to see Jabril Cox in that game, so that way they can give your starter some rest.
yeah, especially if Dallas, oh my God, that would be beautiful. If they go past the divisional round and a little closer to the Super Bowl, we do want to give our starters some rest there. That would be great. Now, there's like I said, a debate between Parsons and Gregory. Personally, what I love about Parsons is that he's energetic. He can get respect, not by demanding it, but he commands it. But you put him at edge rusher, middle, you put him at pass rusher. Not that great as a pass rusher in college, but you put him at LB or whatever, off ball LB. He's doing well at many positions. Now, Zach Martin, I think he's in right guard right now. Any thoughts on him?
You guys basically need him because if he's down, remember, you guys weren't all that good when he was missing. What was it, week 1?
Yeah. He's definitely made a difference.
Yeah, so yeah, you definitely need him.
Oh yeah,
if it's a bust about it.
Sounds like you guys need like everybody.
Basically, we need
exactly.
We need we need a new defensive staff. We need a quarterback, and we need a new defensive staff.
Yeah, I'm impressed by Dan Quinn. Because Dan Quinn left the Packers,
Falcons,
and the Falcons. That's right. I always get confused, but he left the Atlanta Falcons, and he said, have I done everything I've had to do in my life, in my career? And, I never thought Jerry Jones would be smart enough to pick him as new defense coach. With Jerry Jones's reputation, I wonder, why did Dan Quinn come? Now, what I noticed so far is that Jerry Jones is staying the hell out of things right now, which I'm happy about.
So there are reports that he actually made the cut for Jalen Smith.
He did, and I was surprised that they got rid of Jalen Smith. Now, they didn't use him as much. His rotations weren't as much, and I did a video on that.
Yeah, but what sucks was, and I saw this, what I saw that sucked was that, so this is how Jerry Jones really doesn't communicate with his staff, because he was like, Mike McCarthy named Jalen Smith as captain. Literally, I think it was like the next day he got cut.
Yeah, exactly. And look, for the most part, he's staying away, but that is true. Jerry Jones Jr., they have this problem where they like to just do and then say, oh, you didn't know? Oh, I'm sorry. Which is why Jimmy Johnson left, because Jimmy Johnson was tired of it. But he did get us to what, 2 Super Bowls? Yeah, 2 Super Bowls. So now here's the next part of the article. It's about Dak Prescott and his performances in overtime. It says Dak Prescott has never thrown an incompletion in overtime ever. In 4 career overtime games, Prescott has a stat line of 18 for 214 yards and 3 touchdowns. He is 3-1 in games stretched to the limit, with his only loss coming in 2018 against the Houston Texans, a period where the offense came up short on 3rd and 1 during their first drive.
Oh yeah,
but Prescott
I remember that game. I remember that game. That game was fun. That was funny. Jason Garrett.
But Prescott still completed all 3 of his passes for 29 yards. So that's where I was disappointed that game, because you have Dak Prescott playing at his best. He's balling out. And then you have the offense just come like, really? You're 3rd and 1 and you can't. I went back and I reviewed the game and I was like, you know what? I don't want to cry today. Because we could have won that game. There's a reason Texas let us tie it up. And the fact that I just felt like they had let Prescott down that game. But compared to your quarterback,
don't get me started.
I mean, Do you think that
Check out my video that I uploaded where I ranted. I didn't even do my norm, good, bad, the ugly. I was in a bad mood yesterday. I was like, I'm not in the mood to do bad, good, and the ugly. This is my rant. I was like, I'm about to rant right now.
I watched that video, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Oscar. I was gonna use a clip. I swear to God, I was gonna use a clip, but it's really hard to do it on the fucking iPad. I don't like doing it. It's really difficult. So you're lucky. You know, it was just so funny. I was like, wow. So I want to know the rest. I had to go watch the highlights because I watched from the first to like the third quarter. So I was like, okay, at least I know that. But Oscar was so mad that I had to go and like watch the third and the fourth quarter to finally get a, inch of what happened. But in terms of, so where is Dak Prescott? So 2 questions. The first one, where is Dak Prescott doing great that your quarterback could learn from?
Oh, nowhere, because he's not going to be a quarterback for long. Like this dude, again, I'm going to rant here. This dude isn't he like he was going to quit football altogether.
Wow.
Like he was literally taking classes at Old Dominion University. He was getting like, I think like it was like an engineer degree or something like that. He was literally taking his final exams or midterms or something like that. And then Ron Rivera calls him up. He's like, "Yeah, we need you as a quarantine quarterback, because obviously because of COVID, we have the teams have to have like that designated player there."
Yeah.
And then somehow like he wows the the fans. I mean, he wowed me. I was like, oh man, because at first when I saw like this no-name Taylor Heineke, I was like, okay, Tom Brady's gonna let it loose. To my surprise, he was able to at least compete, and he looked pretty good at the beginning of the season. But as the season's progressed, I'm like, like what? I'm like, whatever. This dude, he's not the answer. Like, one game he's very conservative, checking it down, not running the ball when he could or when he can and when he needs to, and then throws bad interceptions. The next game, like he's gunsling, like he's throwing it around, throwing interceptions, missing player. Like, man, like.
So basically everything Dak Prescott's doing. And, at times there are games where Dak, for example, the game against, who did they play before the Patriots? The Cowboys.
Chargers. No, not the Chargers.
No, it was the Giants.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It was Giants.
When they blew out the Giants.
It would demolish their asses 44-20. Beautiful. I thought it was 45 at first. But, there was, I think the Patriots game, the first half, really, Dak didn't look great. Wasn't running the ball. His throws were just not.
I mean, the Patriots defense is
perfect.
Is actually pretty decent.
It is pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. And what's funny is Dallas fell asleep for most of the game. And into the third quarter, like I said in my videos, that game could have been over by the middle of the third quarter max. And the problem is Dallas allowed them. There was rarely any running game. There was no ground game. Dak's throws were iffy. And, Brown, Kennedy, Diggs got a 6th interception of the year. But at the same time, they just had problems getting the ball to Prescott. Prescott couldn't see sometimes. It was not a great game until the fact they got it to overtime. I was happy. Thank God. But, that's the thing. Now, Dallas is first in the NFC East.
Obviously.
Do you think? Well, yeah. Hello. But how do you think he would fare against someone like the Los? I can't believe I'm about to speak these words. I'm not even going to say the city. The Raiders.
I was about to say Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes. I really wanted to talk about the Chiefs, because the Chiefs. Now that is a bigger test, because the Raiders, whatever. They're whatever. Their defense is not that good. Derek Carr is okay.
They won yesterday.
I mean, they won, but like that's because Derek Carr is okay.
Uh-huh.
Josh Jacobs is okay. You know, Darren Waller. You know, that's the one player I think your defense like.
Could worry about.
I was gonna say Stephon Diggs, but that's his brother.
Mm-hmm. Trayvon.
Trayvon. I think that's if his dude's name blanking. Darren Waller didn't even play yesterday because apparently like he had like an ankle injury or whatever. But if he plays, I think that's literally like the only one player y'all are gonna have to shut down because basically that's basically all the offense. You know, and then you get like random players on the Raiders, you know, stepping up like Henry Ruggs. And here's the thing: Henry Ruggs and CeeDee Lamb, they're in the same. They were the same draft class.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb's better.
I can agree. I mean, I just read his thing. I think it was a 90.3. And this guy, Henry, it's not even close. Josh Jacobs, I saw his story on ESPN where he bought his dad a house and how they lived in a hotel. And I like him as a person, but not as much as a trader. Oh, I meant traders. I mean Raiders. I do this all the time. I do this all the time where I'm like, oh yeah, they'll figure trader. I mean Raiders.
My question, like my thing is, if y'all are because the Chiefs were shut down by the Titans yesterday.
I saw that.
If y'all are able to do that, then yeah, I'll be like, all right, this seems actually.
I am very curious to see how they do against the Chiefs. Because you've said Patrick Mahomes is not the Mahomes of last year. Last year, Mahomes was everything scary, every bit as scary as you can get, except he lost it in the Super Bowl. I mean, I saw it. But for the Raiders and the Cowboys, Trayvon Diggs, what I like about him versus Anthony Brown, because sometimes they put him in, is he can shadow. Trayvon Diggs can shadow players all day, every day.
Anthony Brown is old.
Yeah. And who do you like? I like Maurice Kennedy a little bit more, but out of the Anthony Brown, Maurice Kennedy, who do you go for? Who do you think is a little bit better? I think Maurice Kennedy, but even
younger is better. My philosophy is when it comes to defense, you need as many young players as you can get because you got to keep up. Because with wide receivers, you can be old, you can be like 34, 35 years old, but if you could still show speed. If you're an old defensive player, you're basically good for nothing.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I'm in the philosophy if you're a defensive player, younger is always better.
Well, I feel like that's a double-edged sword. Yes, because you can move faster. You need a band, you need a flip, you need whatever, but there are some younger players that just aren't it.
That's true.
Right. You know, so, but I specifically on Trayvon Diggs, he can shadow Darren Waller. He can get interceptions.
He can shadow he'll either be like be on Tyreek Hill or maybe Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
If he can like, yeah, basically just either one.
He'll get another interception out of them, and that's the thing is that now who's the player they call Juju?
And here's the thing, that's Juju Smith-Schuster on the Steelers.
Oh, okay. Well, no, they have one. Oh, okay, gotcha. Anyway, what was you gonna say?
I mean Trayvon, because here's the thing. What I find with Tyreek Hill, he has an issue where the ball is literally on his hands. And like the defense literally can just snatch it. Like that happened to him. Like that's what Washington did. I can't remember who it was. I think it was like Kendall Fuller or one of them. Like literally like Tyreek Hill had the ball in his hands and like literally like the Washington defender like snatched it. So I think that like Trayvon Diggs it's bound. If he's messed up with Tyreek Hill and Tyreek Hill doesn't secure that thing, Trayvon Diggs is gonna definitely come away with an interception.
He's gonna come out with an interception no matter what. There's no way he's not. He's on fire this year. Trayvon is
defensive player of the year,
killing it. It is crazy. Now here is another article. It says Lucky 13. This is the 13th team in franchise history. The Cowboys have had a 5-1 record. The other 12 times led to a playoff berth, and let's see, 10 of those landed them in the NFC divisional round. I feel like that was 12 or better. The Cowboys made it to the Super Bowl in 1975, 1992, and 1995 after a 5-1 start. And most recently, the Cowboys were in the divisional round in 2016, 2015, and 2007, all with a 5-1 start to the season. That was actually 2014, so it was 12 in 2014. So just correcting the numbers. So for that, I would love if history could repeat itself. It looks like it's headed that way, but again, I think the Cowboys need to be tested a little bit more, because
I mean, who are the big teams that you guys have to face? You guys don't
the
have to face any big.
Chiefs,
Well,
no,
yeah, the
the
Chiefs.
the
But after,
Steelers.
oh no Steelers this year.
Mm. Yeah, the Chiefs. We got
Uh,
the Vikings this weekend, which
okay, okay, whatever. They're okay.
yeah, I think the Cowboys have a fair shot if they fix their defense, pick up their ground game. That'll be, they're good, they're solid. They don't, it could be another overtime win. I don't even want to think about it.
Who are the Cowboys' big teams? Chiefs. There's got to be more. Do you guys face Aaron Rodgers this year? Can't remember.
I don't know.
Oh wait, no, you don't, because we faced Aaron Rodgers and we lost. You guys finished in third place, so yeah, you guys are taking on the Vikings, who finished up. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we're taking on the Vikings, which we should be all right there.
Yeah, the Vikings, they're not. When they got Kirk Cousins, they overhyped. They were like, "Oh yeah, Kirk Cousins will take us to a Super Bowl." I'm like, as a Washington fan, Kirk Cousins was basically a stat, just a stat stacker. Like, he really didn't care about going to the playoffs. I mean, the times that he did go to the playoffs, he got smoked. He got smoked by the Packers and he got smoked by the 49ers. So
yeah, and again, I mean, it's the same thing with Patrick Mahomes these days. Is he good? Sure, but when last year he was doing so great and they paid him $500 million in 10 years, $50 million a year. Dak Prescott gets like $40 million in 4 years. I think Dak is worth it. Do I think Mahomes is worth for 10 years? Nah.
We'll have to wait and see. If here's the thing, is he good? Because you can be good enough in the regular season, but when it comes playoff time, that's another switch. Because I remember Tom Brady during the regular season last year, he was garbage. He was bad.
Oh yeah,
like he was bad. Next thing you know, he wins the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers because he actually had a pretty good playoff run. So,
and he did, and I mean, again, and their team is again off and on, where they get killed in one game and then they kill the others in the other games. They beat his former team, the Patriots, which I thought was. Now you heard about DeMonte KZ, right? His arrest.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah. So here are my thoughts on it. He gets in trouble for a DUI.
Okay, yeah, it was DUI, right?
Yeah, it was a DUI. He's been running around in his, I think it was a Ferrari or whatever car it was, and he's just all, drunked out. He fails a field sobriety test. He gets arrested. And, Skip Bayless said, I don't care what the honey's got to say. You got to drive carefully or get an Uber. Because a lot of these players, the thing is they think like, oh, I got the honeys. I got the sugar mamas. I got my mamas here. I got all these girls. And they want to see me in this nice sports car. And they get caught up in that. But, as Shannon Sharp really eloquently pointed out, he said it right, which is you guys got something really good going on.
Well, I can't.
You come over.
Funny enough, I can't stand Skip Bayless, the personality.
I can't either.
I mean, I can deal with.
I don't like Skip Bayless.
I can deal with him being a Cowboys fan, but there's a difference between being a Cowboy fan and a Cowboy fanatic. When you're a fanatic, you're annoying.
Yeah, I'm able to criticize the Cowboys, and he does too, but only because Shannon makes them. But my thing is, Shannon makes a good point, which is you've got a great record going on right now. You're 5-1, 5-1, and you're here f***ing it up already for no reason other than, oh, I just gotta be all fun. And look, go out, drink, do whatever you gotta do. I don't care. Have fun with your friends and family. Separate business from work, business from fun. But don't be doing that, especially when you're like 5 miles away from Cowboys headquarters or 5 minutes away.
And especially when you're actually pretty decent. Because I remember when you asked me to do some search on this guy, I was like, who the heck is this? Like, I had no idea that this guy existed.
Yeah,
he's actually a pretty decent player for y'all. I was like, dang.
Yeah. And now he got us a penalty against the it was the week after Giants because he just did a violent hit and they called it unnecessary violence, and it was a game that Dallas lost.
It was the Giants.
No, because we played someone else after the Giants, and then we played the Patriots last weekend. So I forgot what game it was.
No, it was the Giants. Then it was the Patriots.
I don't remember, but he did this hit. No, it wasn't. No, because the Giants, I was gone for that. The next weekend, they played somebody else. I don't remember who it was, but either way, and it gets us a 5-yard penalty, and that was just Dallas went downhill from there. My thing is, you get to this record of being awesome as a team, you should be acting better. And Shannon Sharp was saying coaches value you more if you're doing well. Coach, I want this. Mike, I would like this. Mike, I want this. Mike, we want this. We want that. We want a stripper to come over here. And they'll do it for you. My thing is, now you put a damper on the team. Now, you're going to stretch the team out if you cannot play. And this is not the first time in Dallas history. I mean, there was a Dallas player who, like, on the bottom of his pants would have a line of coke waiting for him, a line of cocaine. And he would sit on the sidelines and on the bench and snort his cocaine. And look, I mean, do what you do. I don't give a crap about what you got to do, but pay attention to the fact that you're on the leading team in the NFC East. Do better. That's my response there. Do better.
True.
I don't see Washington going out doing that. Come on.
Not anymore, at least.
not anymore. And
we got rid of Dwayne Haskins. We got rid of Bruce Allen. We got rid of all those.
You got rid of Alex Smith, and
well, he retired. We didn't get rid of him. He just retired.
Really? I thought that's weird because I the reports I saw were that he was gone and that he.
Oh no. Sorry, yeah, you were right. We cut him and then he retired. I thought
I mean, he was doing so good I don't know why you guys cut him. Speaking of Washington, I want to talk about Washington versus Green Bay.
Do we have to?
Yeah.
Hey man, whenever I would have you on my channel, it was Washington versus Dallas after they played. Not after Washington would get smoked by a pretty good quarterback. One of the best. I say the word best because he's not one of the greats, but one of the best of all time. Drink that Coke.
Listen, okay. You made me suffer last year. It's your turn, baby. So, I'm going to read this article from your own website. Oh, this is even prettier, more beautiful. Sit and listen to your own website, boy. So, Washington lost 24-10 in week 7. Washington held Green Bay to their second lowest total net yardage mark this season, allowing only 304 total net yards. That is the lowest allowed against Green Bay since New Orleans held them to 229 yards in week 1. So let me get your thoughts on that. What do you think there?
whatever. Did they win? No, they didn't.
No, but they held them to their second lowest yardage. Net
Okay,
yardage.
yeah, but
You
the
gotta,
okay, but the defense, okay, the defense was fine, but what did the offense do with that? Nothing. Like you don't get okay. The defense has been trash all year. The defense has been trash all year. If
so,
okay, the defense has been trash. I don't care if they held Aaron Rodgers to that. That's basically what the defense gives up on a weekly basis, more than 300 yards. Now, if you said 250, like if it was like under 300, I'm like, okay, yeah, our defense actually showed improvement. This well, okay, whatever. Like,
I love it. You know what I feel like?
wow.
I
I think this is I'm not even madder now than I was on my own channel.
yeah. See, I love this because Shannon Sharp would do this to Skip Bayless. Skip, you didn't know this, Skip. They're gonna run the ball, and he'd be like, yes. And he'd be like, hee. So I'm doing the same. But okay, let me keep reading. Washington held Green Bay to 57 total rushing yards, which is the lowest mark for the Washington defense this season. Let me keep going. Washington did not punt for the first time since November 5th, 2000 at Arizona. What's that about? From your own website.
Hold on, so I was getting some news regarding the NFC East. So I don't know which team it is though. Anyways, I mean,
did not punt for the first time since November 5th, 2000 against the Arizona, who are they? Cardinals. So
I mean, what? Like, okay, that's fine. Like, at least they scored. I mean, okay. Let me reiterate. The offense was trash. The play calling was trash. Let's move on.
I thought you said the defense was trash.
All the team is trash.
Okay.
Their quarterback is trash. Their quarterback is trash. The front seven, okay. The front seven is okay, but it took them a while to get there.
What about your wide receivers, your secondary, all of those guys?
Secondary is basically the cornerbacks. The cornerbacks, William Jackson III, he's only good for only getting penalties for the opposing team, whatever. Ben St. Juste, he's a rookie, so I hope that he learns. If he doesn't, it's going to be another long season or another long period where we actually have a solid corner. Kendall Fuller, he's I don't know what's wrong with him because he was actually pretty decent with the Chiefs. He was pretty decent down the stretch with Washington last year. I don't know what's been going on with him. I don't know. Landon Collins, get rid of him. He's burnt. He always gets burned. We put him at a freaking linebacker in a linebacker role, which he's actually pretty. If he's in the box and he's there for tackling. He should be good, but he was getting burnt yesterday, so whatever. So the whole secondary right now, it's overhyped. It was overhyped. 7 games in, Washington's 2-5. The only solid part on that defense is their defensive line. Chase Young, at least Chase Young and Montez Sweat. Chase Young basically had to get his eyes poked out so that way Green Bay could have extra time.
I'm enjoying this, which is why I was drinking my soda. So let me continue this article from your own website.
Yeah, keep reading so that way I can read more on the article that just dropped because I want to see.
Okay. Okay. Washington charged its way into the red zone 4 times Sunday afternoon.
Oh, no. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, Jason.
4 times. All 4. Cannot help it. All 4 times. It could not produce a touchdown against the defense that failed to get a red zone stop in its first 6 games. Oh, come on. Oh, man.
And like I said, I don't know, Taylor Heineke, what was he doing? My thing is, what was he doing? Like, this is what he literally does. So he's running, right? He's running. If he would have kept it going, this is what happens. He could have had a touchdown, but no, he literally had to put his head down and go head first into the, and he got touched.
You're killing me. I got a bad cough right now, and I'm laughing my ass off.
And then on the next play, on a 4th and goal, he literally, this is what he does. He grabs the ball and he tries to reach when he didn't need to. He could have either just snuck it in or like just handed it off to I don't know who. And this is the most dumb thing that he does. He literally, so when they counted it as a touchdown, he literally, so apparently like when you're in like Green Bay, like they have this thing called the Lambeau leap. I don't know what, I guess like you leap, like you do like a leapfrog thing where you leap over a player or something. I don't know what it is. Like to pay homage to like Brett Favre or whatever. And that's the one thing that he does the Lambeau leap prematurely and they didn't count that touchdown.
Oh my God. Yeah, so here's this. A too early touchdown dive by Tyler Heineke, followed by a failed quarterback sneak from the 1-yard line, was responsible for the first empty red zone visit, while the second occurred the very next drive as Washington's offense on the 3-yard line couldn't connect after going for it on 4th down. Oh God. In the 4th quarter, with Washington lurking at Green Bay's 12-yard line, a Heineke pass intended a Heineke pass intended for Adam Humphries was picked off in the end zone. Oh, Jesus. Oscar. Washington managed to secure a 45-yard field goal from Blewett.
Chris Blewett.
Chris Blewett, okay. But it came with just 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the 4th quarter, which the team was in desperate need of more points. There is a positive to be gleaned in that Washington was able to move the kicks pretty down efficiently against a top-tier defense. However, there's really no sidestepping the fact that this number is a tough one to stomach. The stat sheet will only show 2 Washington turnovers, Heineke's interception and Antonio Gibson's fumble to start the 3rd quarter. But if the turnovers on downs are accounted for, Washington gave the ball back to Green Bay 4 times. As bad as that number looks, it could have been worse. Had Heineke and Chase, was it Rollier? Chase Rollier not pounced on loose balls that popped out from beneath their teammates on the 2 plays in the second half. The most damning result was that Green Bay scored 17 points off Washington's mishaps.
Yep.
There's little doubt that Ron Rivera and the rest of the Washington coaching will be zooming in on that fact as they get back to work this week in Ashburn. All right, final thoughts on that article. Boy, I was laughing my ass off and creating a cough.
I know, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know you're. Next week.
Next. No. I was wondering how the hell did they get 17 points off of Washington? How?
I mean, if you don't cash in, like I said before, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks out there. So
people have taken Aaron Rodgers down. And yet, oh, come on. This is the way Dallas played last year. worse, much worse than this. I expect better from a team that got a new president in Jason Wright. Snyder's wife took over. Things were looking up for Washington.
I don't know what to say, man.
I just want to know.
Hopefully, you know what?
I expected better from Washington. I expected Dallas to suck. Because I thought
I think everyone expected Dallas and the Eagles to suck.
Yeah, I thought, hey, I thought that they would rebuild. And looking at their trades, I thought, oh, Dallas improved. But I didn't think they would improve to where they are now. Can they fall? Oh, it's Dallas. They can fall anywhere, right? They could be 6-2, and all of a sudden, they could be 12-2. I hope not. But I expected Washington to be a lot better.
Like I tweeted, and I put in all caps when I tweeted out my tweet. I was like, I'm done with this team, and I put done in all caps. I was like DONE, like all caps. I was like, I'm done with this team.
I remember one of the first times you were on the podcast and we discussed Colin Kaepernick and Dan Snyder. That's how you say his last name, I think. Yeah. And the fact that people were saying sell the team, and the postseason they were selling $5 tickets.
Attendance. So Washington, here's a stat. Washington Stadium has the lowest fans as fans has the lowest attendance.
Well, I mean, Cowboys were in that similar position. It was a 95,000 seat stadium.
Well, remember last year was COVID, so.
Well, yeah. That does count. But in years that
really doesn't count.
2015, 2016, all of that, even 2012, 2013, new stadium, 95,000 seats, and they'd only fill like 30,000 seats. So, but it reminds me of last year, around June, when they played the 2019-2020 season. Are they playing worse than they did in the 2019-2020 season? Because I remember you told me it was horrible that year in last year's interviews.
It's not that bad. But it's like heading that direction.
And I mean, what does it take? A couple more games? Because you rush into the red zone 4 times. A pass that's intended for Humphreys doesn't go through. Yeah, they get some balls from beneath their teammates.
The quarterback prematurely dives.
Heineke prematurely does that too. I mean, it's just I didn't expect this. I expected from like in baseball. Actually, let's go into the Bucks. I mean, yeah, they won, but they're all right. In hockey, Tampa Bay Lightning won. Problem is, they suck right now in hockey. They don't suck, but they're okay. They're all right. But the fact that they lost their game, it's like when teams come back from a championship, they lose a lot. And they're like, how? They're champions. Well, something's different. I feel like when the energy, when the buzz, when all of that's gone, it's gone. Mm-hmm. With Washington, you were doing so good. And that's where, I don't know. Couple more questions. On Washington, just non-playing things. Do you keep up with Jason Wright and the fact that he's the new?
So he's behind the scenes, so not much is known unless like articles are published, or if he does a straight up interview.
Okay. So you can't grade him.
Yeah.
So what? Okay. Now the story about Snyder and cheerleaders and all this, what's the situation on that?
Oh, did you not? Oh man, it sucks that I think that this would have actually been a good story for your YouTube channel because it actually has something to do with politics. So I saw on the news, I think it was either last Friday or 2 Fridays ago, and I actually confirmed it with different NFL sources that they're actually getting Congress involved. Oh, I guess some of the former employees like wrote like I guess they weren't satisfied with the NFL because I think the NFL was trying to like turn a blind eye or something, but I guess like they weren't satisfied with that. So I
Oh,
think they like either I think they you write a letter right to Congress. You being a political should know this.
uh,
They're
yes.
yeah. So I think like they wrote like a letter to Congress. So like Congress is I think they're gonna look into it. They haven't said anything about it, but that's all I know is that like the like former employees were writing a letter to Congress letting them know, hey, the NFL is, kind of letting this slip.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just it. Roger Goodell is the worst. Rob Manfred in baseball is the worst. Gary Bettman probably not the worst, but he every time he does an event he gets booed. So I can understand why they're dissatisfied. I mean, they let Tom Brady skate free or run free, a bunch of other scandals and a whole bunch of crap. They just let it go. That's how leagues are. It's just these white guy CEOs that don't do jack. And there's racism, rampant racism. So I could understand why they went to Congress. Will Congress do anything? They'll probably hold a hearing, but I'm not sure. That's an interesting way to look at it. What would they do to the team? What would they? I don't know. Would the team
They'll
have to pay a fine? Would they?
probably would have to like force the NFL to force Dan Snyder to sell.
Probably. Well, I mean, if Congress subpoenas Dan Snyder himself, he can't just evade. He's not Donald Trump, who just his staff evaded Congress because he just felt like it. Right? He's not that powerful. He's rich, sure, he's a billionaire, but he's also a regular, well, a civilian, right? Trump. He's a citizen. So, I mean, he could fly off in a private jet somewhere, but again, they could get him to show up. Now, you heard about the John Gruden story.
Yeah, that's basically what I was filling you in because that actually like links. So apparently, like email, like it wasn't just those emails that John Gruden sent. It spilled over. It spilled over to John Gruden, then Bruce Allen, and then you know how well, I don't know if you know, but Bruce Allen used to be like the president of the Washington organization. So like it spilled over, and that's how like this whole entire Congress thing got started. Was that like, or is coming forward? Is that like Washington is basically Dan Snyder, not Washington football team, the organization, but Dan Snyder has basically somehow still gotten like in the middle of it. So that's why I'm saying like that's an update on that. That's why I'm like providing the update on that because I know that John Gruden, like it was weird. Like it was weird. I was like, what? Like this dude, like he's a happy-go-lucky guy. Like I liked his personality when he was like him as a coach. He sucks.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he just got like he was fortunate to win a Super Bowl ring, but like after that, after him winning that Super Bowl with the Buccaneers in 2002, I think it was, he sucked. Like he was not all that good. Like I liked his his personality when he was like an analyst on Monday Night Football because he was actually he actually knew what he was talking about compared to what Monday Night Football has now.
Oh God, don't even. Oh my God.
Like,
this is why I stick to independent YouTubers because oh God, those guys on TV don't know what they're talking about. And it's just, they say, oh, here's a play from Dak Prescott and he does this. See him come over here and the pass rush came over here. They don't sit and analyze like, well, maybe if you'd done this, that could have been better. This, it's just opinion. So predict for me, who do you think is going to go to the Super Bowl? Everyone thinks the Cowboys. I'm a little iffy on that. Is there a team that stands out to you that's like, oh, hell yeah, they're going to, or is it more, I don't know.
Cardinals?
Cardinals, huh?
Cardinals or Rams?
The Rams have really been rebuilding. They've really been.
They were they were technically a one just basically a quarterback away because Jared Goff is bad, but like Matthew Stafford, it just sucked that Matthew Stafford was with the Detroit Lions. But Matthew Stafford is actually a pretty good quarterback. I remember like I initially like at first I was like, no, don't get him. He's old. He's not, he's basically like just a stat stuffer. But boy, if he takes the Rams far into the playoffs, I think I'm gonna have to eat those. I'm like, yeah, I really should.
Yeah, I mean, and LA has been hoping for the Rams to win because the Lakers won. The Dodgers, of course, won last year.
If this wasn't a baseball podcast, I would have asked you, how do you feel about your Dodgers? They lost.
Oh, it's a sports podcast. You know, Oscar, if you keep it up, I have more to say about Washington. Don't push me, Oscar. I will make you talk more about it.
I'm in my dark spot, so that's why I'm bringing how are your Golden Knights doing? And here's the thing: I've been keeping up with hockey.
No.
Didn't they get trashed by the Kings?
They got trashed by the Kings. They got trashed by Oilers.
And that's
they got trashed by.
You can't blame it on me because I've been so busy with football.
Well, I told you, Oscar, because you said, "Oh, I'm gonna watch now," and I said they don't need you to watch. They will lose anyway, and I was right. Right now they're missing Alex Tuck, Alec Martinez, Mark Stone, Max Pacioretty, Nolan Patrick, and those are guys in the lineup.
How's my boy Robin Leonard?
You know, you son of a bitch. You know, I will be honest with you, actually. For games 1 and 2, and a bit of game 3, I thought, why the f do you have Leonard in there? But honestly, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't think it's Leonard that's letting down the team as much. And I want to throw up. But it's really not him as much. I know those 5 guys are out that I mentioned. Patrick, Tuck, Martinez.
Isn't that basically
Stone and Pacioretty?
Isn't that like your basic offense?
That's basically our basic offense and forwards. Yeah.
Dang, that sucks.
But it's also shot blocking. But you've got guys like Nick Raw, Nick Hague, William Carey, William Carlson, Chandler Stevenson, Daniil Miromanov. You've got all these guys. Pietrangelo, they're paying $8.7 million for him every year, which is insane. Well, we got to get rid of Fleury because he's too much. And Pietrangelo's not, motherfucker. Anyway, all these guys have the talent to shot block. You know, like, for example, what was it last night in the second period against the New York Islanders? The first quarter, within 2 minutes and 16 seconds, second shot of the game for the Islanders. Boom, they shoot, they score off a rebound. I think that's the first or the second goal. Here's my issue, right? These guys, they have this talent, but they had the puck at the other end, out of their end, which was nice, and in the end of the Islanders. They didn't do jack with it. They kept Robin Leonard not very busy, which I appreciated. But at the same time, they're not defending Robin Leonard. I can trash Robin Leonard all day. And I hate Leonard. I hate him. It's too slow. He gets on his knees too quickly. Can't get up when the puck. Oh, shoot. It's up there, not down here. He can't get up. Robin Leonard's got a nice frame for a goalie. He's chubby. He's heavy set, and he's really big. He's great in that, but he doesn't use that to his capacity. Leonard is bigger than Fleury, and Fleury does better. But in a sense, they're not defending the net. You need to create traffic in front of the goalie's net. So what the Golden Knights are doing is not creating traffic in front of like Gastigan, Quick, Jordan Binnington. They got trashed by the Blues. All these guys, they're not creating traffic in front of their net. What's happening is the other teams are creating traffic in front of Leonard's net, or what the Golden Knights are doing is not paying attention to the rest of the players. So you have, like, for example, against the Kings, they paid attention to Andrei Kopitar. Oh my God, he's so good, he's so good. And I forget the guy, he just scored because he's all by himself. There's no one there to defend him. And so, yeah, I can say, hey, Leonard's bad and all, and he is. He's absolutely a terrible goalie. But I hate to say it, he's actually doing better than most of his team.
I know that was hard for you. That's why I got a kick out of it. You got a kick out of me being miserable watching
Well,
that.
I mean,
I got a kick out of.
well, here's the thing. I predicted the Golden Knights would be like this, and although it's really hard to watch,
You know
I have
what's
to admit
funny?
it.
You know what's funny? You know what? I blame YouTubers that I collaborate with because I was like, because I remember, I think it was like August or like it was probably like the July or August. They're like, Oscar, what are your record predictions? I was like 6-11. They're like, okay, who do you like? So like the guy was like, he was like, all right, week 1, who do you have? I was like, Washington is gonna lose to the Chargers, and he was like, why? Like why? Because like I guess like him and the other guys like had him like win against the Chargers. I was like the only one that said, oh, they're gonna lose to the Chargers. He was like, why? I was like, Justin Herbert. Like, have you seen that dude play? Like I had him at 6-11. I was like 6-11. Then he asked me like 2 months later. He was like, "What are your record predictions?" I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm warming up to maybe 8 or 9 wins."
Wow, boy.
He was like, "Oh yeah, because the last time you said you were only going to give him like 5 or 6 wins." I was like, "Yeah, like if Taylor Heineke plays well, the defense plays good, we're good." Nope. I was like, and I literally like, I sent him a message. I was like, yeah, I was right about my first prediction. I was like 6-11. Here we come.
Yeah, I can see that. But here's the thing. I as much as I'm miserable about the Golden Knights, I'm also not miserable. And I'll tell you why. It's karma, bitch. Because I said you get rid of key play. Ryan Reeves didn't score many goals at all. Maybe 1-2 a year. The Vegas Golden Knights, if you watched them last year and the year before, every freaking 30 seconds, all you saw was hit. They were getting hits, and they're brutal. But what you see now is just skill. You got guys that can skate, guys that can shoot, guys that can block, guys that can... What you don't have are guys that can be physically able. You have William Carrier who can get down and get scrappy. But you don't have that big, huge, heavy set dude like Ryan Reeves, who can punch a guy in a minute and knock their asses out. And you get rid of Fleury and it incapacitates the locker room. And right now, it looks like Fleury is not happy in Chicago. And my dad kind of mentioned it to me. So in a way, I told everybody the Golden Knights will suck. And I said, if the Golden Knights have a slow start, if they include their new goalie, Laurent Brossoit, in the net, guess what? He's going to get the blame for, oh my God, but he's not Fleury. And he's not as good as Fleury, and this and that. And I said, if Leonard is the main person in the net, they're going to blame Leonard. And I was right. And number 2, I said, if there's a slow start, it's because of all the stupid ass trades they made.
Yeah.
All these trades they made. They got Brett Howden for Cody Glass. Because apparently Cody Glass wasn't doing anything. Brett Howden hasn't done anything, and it's game 5. You got guys that Vegas. One of the prime reasons they lost against Canada was their power play. Their penalty kill was nice. They can kill off a penalty like nobody's business. They're the only team in the NHL, aside from the Bruins. I think it was the Bruins. Or someone had just scored a power play, but now they're the only team in the NHL that hasn't scored a goal on a power play when they have the power play. So this is where I think they were down 22nd in the league, maybe 25th in.
I got you ranting about hockey. I love it. Just like how you got me ranting about the football team.
This is what you get on my sports channel. Is me just screaming at, and it's not that I'm like, oh, I had hope. I had zero hope. I honestly thought they'd be doing worse. I thought they would be 5-0 or 0-5. I honestly said, I don't know if they're going to win any games.
What is their record?
They're 1-4, which is better than I thought they would do. Well, I literally said, well, they're going to lose against the freaking expansion team. The only team they win against is an expansion team.
I like that name, the Kraken.
The Kraken. What the fuck is that? Someone told me the meaning of it, and I was on the train in California, and they told me. But again, they don't. it's all terrible. You know, I didn't have hope, but the thing is you have an organization with Bill Foley, Kelly McGrimmon, George McVie that make decisions that you're thinking, okay, you want to get to the cup in 5 years. Yes, you got there in year 1, you lost. You're in year 5 and you're down 1-4. This is the second time in their history. I think it's their third time in their history they've been shut out, or their fourth or fifth. I don't remember. At home, I think. In year 2, they were 1-4, and they still went to the playoffs, although that game with the Sharks and then the whole penalty thing happened, it was horrible. Again, it was just awful. Just, you know, to realize how bad the team was going to be because of the management. And by the way, this is a soulless, heartless management. You know, one of the ways that Eric Kalla found out that he was not on the team anymore, they didn't call him. They didn't call his agent. They did nothing. He goes to the team headquarters thinking, I'm still here. Well, he uses his key card to get into the arena, and it doesn't work. And he's, hey, you know, just don't know what's going on. Oh, we traded you. And, you know, Fleury, they didn't even tell him. And Fleury actually came out and said, no, we talked like a week before they traded me. They didn't even tell me things were going on. So it's a PR nightmare for the Golden Knights. And now, I mean, I don't know if this is on purpose. I've seen this happen before with the team. They have tickets less than $50. Now, this is the first time it's happened, and it was only yesterday.
So how much does a hockey ticket cost?
Well, it depends on where you go. Vegas is like $120. Anaheim, Anaheim is like 30 to 50. Because the thing is, Vegas includes the marching band.
Hockey tickets are cheap? Because I remember my sister back in, I think it was like 2016 or 2017. I can't remember when it was. I remember she was able to go to a hockey game like that. I was like it was so random too. Because I asked her, I was like, what are you doing this weekend? She's like, oh, I'm going to go to a hockey game. I was like, random? Like, huh? I was like, wait, what? I was like, you don't even like football. Like,
here's the thing. Hockey's easy to get into, but it's $112. It's like $112 just for the very top. Like, you walk into the stadium and there's your seat. It gets more expensive as you go down into the sections.
That's wild.
Yeah. So anyway, they were down $50 yesterday. And at first I thought, oh, maybe it's because, and I think it's just because, well, maybe they didn't have enough tickets sold out. So they said, hey, let's sell some for 50. Or it could have been a third party selling them. I don't know. I would be curious to see if they keep losing more games, which they will keep losing more games. These guys that are injured, if they keep being out, they stay out, they're going to lose possibly every other game. Are they going to sell tickets for cheaper? How many seats are not going to be filling the same? Because no one wants to go see their team lose. But guys have to step up. Yeah, we got 5 guys injured, but guys need to step up, and they're not. They're not. So
yeah, I got my fill of you ranting about hockey. Yippee!
So now, last question. Okay. Ugh. You thought I was gonna let you have the last laugh. Oh, Oscar, let me ask you a question. Why in the world would your team lose to a team like Green Bay and like every other team? Why is your offense trash? Why is your defense trash? Rushing the red zone 4 times. Tyler Heineke is just awful. What is it about your freaking? You look like the Raiders. The Raiders are doing better than you. Raiders.
The play calling is all around bad. I don't know, like Ron Rivera. Basically, so I was skimming through my comment section. I think it was like last week or something when I posted up my. Who did they play last week? The Chiefs. The Chiefs. Yeah. And like someone commented like, yeah, Ron Rivera literally stood with his hands in his pockets. I was like,
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't know that, but thanks for letting me. So I don't know what Ron Rivera is doing with it. Like Scott Turner, there's good Scott Turner, and there's bad Scott Turner. Jack Del Rio, I don't know. Like, he's known for being a defensive mind, like an incredible defensive mind when he's a coordinator. But I don't know what's going on this year. I don't know if it's the players or if it's him. But the
I
play
love it.
the offensive play calling, it's just Scott Turner. You don't know what side. It's basically a heckle Jekyll and Hyde situation where there's good and then there's bad.
Is there any good in Washington right now? Listen, the fact that you let the Raiders get to, what are they, 4-2 or something like that? The Raiders are doing better than you. The Cowboys are doing better than you. The Chargers are doing better. Everybody's doing better now. No, well, let's be fair. You're second in the NFC East.
Yeah, that's true.
You're about to be last.
No,
you're about to be last, boy.
No, because the Eagles are trash. At least the Eagles are trash.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell them to get another trash bin and put you guys in there, cause boy.
Anyway, don't you have to go?
Ah, that's funny.
Mic drop. Muting Mike.
Ah, that's so funny. I got Oscar to get mad. You thought I was gonna let you have the last laugh? Please. Now let me drink soda in celebration.
I bet you weren't celebrating when the Dodgers lost on Saturday. Was it Saturday or Friday?
It was Saturday. I wasn't sad, and the reason why is I told everybody this is gonna happen. If they keep treating their pitcher like trash, if they keep not trading the right way, and the way their players are going, I said there's no way the Dodgers go to the World Series. I'm excited that I was correct. So, and people are like, oh, you should be sad. Why? I was right. Ladies and gentlemen, I had fun today with the losing side of football. Oh, boy, Oscar Montiel. Man, it's like the only good thing in his life is the fact that his mom put a little nightstand in his room and he got a certification.
Real Madrid is winning.
Thank God he has that because Washington sucks. Anyway.
Real Madrid is winning. I have that.
Who's Real Madrid? Yeah, okay. See, there you go. 3 things. And then Washington's 2-5-0. Oh, they're gonna be 2-6-0. At least no overtime draws. All right. So Oscar, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast and talking about the misery that is being a Washington football fan.
Yeah, definitely, Jason. Anytime.
And whether
Washington wins, loses, whether Dallas wins or loses. I remember I had you on my channel when they lost, and you were just depressed. You were mad. You were mad.
Yeah. I'm gonna be more mad if they lose now because I mean they're doing so good. But my problem is I needed Washington to lose, and they are. Oh my God, you're so horrible. December 12th, by the way, Oscar. Keep an eye out for December 12th, Oscar.
December 12th, and then I think it's like December 12th and then December 26th.
No, I saw only one day that we play Washington.
No, it's twice a year, remember? Because they're division foes. So that in the division,
that's
they
right.
play twice.
So, well, December 12th at 10 a.m., I'm going to be up. It'll be, what is it? 2 your time. No, 1 your time. I need to do the math right. I am going to send you a care package of I'm sorry we kicked your ass. Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow Oscar's losing team channel at Oscar Jose Montiel, Real Talk with Oscar Jose Montiel. You should really take out the Jose. I think Real Talk with Oscar Montiel works.
Yeah,
I will put his.
I'm thinking of changing it, changing the name, just because I really don't like adding when I add the cards, I have to add like my full name, and it's like it's a hassle.
Just do a Real Talk with Oscar Montiel. It works. That's how I say your channel. I will post Oscar's channel in the description. If you feel like listening to him rant about a loser team and wasting your day and making yourself feel better about your team, go ahead and subscribe. Hey, and he talks Real Madrid. Much better.
They're doing decently. To my surprise.
They're doing decently. That's good. Because I remember most of your channels, they were losing. So, like most of the videos I would watch on your channel. You can follow Oscar on Twitter at Oscar J Montiel 37. I will post that in the description too. And you can follow me at on the Twitter and Instagram in the links below, and also subscribe to my sports channel, which this podcast will be on both channels. So, and on the other channel, we'll have Oscar's thing too. Oscar, what do you have coming up on your channel? Oh my God, put me to sleep with some Washington losing. Actually, keep me up.
So just Washington stuff, Real Madrid stuff.
Yay!
Real Madrid is playing midweek. I can't remember who their opponent is. I know it's like their league, not Champions League, but I don't know their opponent off the top of my head. So Real Madrid midweek, basically.
Okay. So nothing else but Real Madrid. Got it.
Basically. I don't post any Washington content until like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, the dread of having to post Washington content. I understand. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to the podcast. Make sure you listen on your favorite podcast platform, wherever you listen to your podcast, and of course on the YouTube channels. All right, Oscar, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Jason.